there's this particular day he came and he started hitting me. I can't remember what the issue was, but he started hitting me and he threw me on the floor. And don't forget, like I said, we had an infant at that particular time. I had just given birth. So he threw me on the floor, he started hitting me, and he forced me to do splits. He was touching one of my leg, this side and this side, then he would try and split my legs apart, like forcing me to do splits.
We're gonna start off with this first story. I first dated a Jamaican in high school. We're gonna name him Michael for the purposes of this video. So Michael lived about a town over from me, and he went to school with a bunch of people that I used to go to school with when I went to Catholic school. So I went to Catholic school, but I left when I had to go to high school, and I went to Elizabeth High School. And the town that I was in, a lot of them ended up going to public school, but they went to the school that's in that town. So they went, I'm not gonna say the school, I'm not gonna say no names close to that because y'all will figure out who it is. This boy actually makes music now. And well, he actually always made music, but like he's more relevant now, a little bit more relevant, and I want to wait to figure out who he is. So yeah, I'm not even gonna say the school he went to. So I had a lot of friends in the school that he went to. So I met him on Facebook. Actually, I never met him in person until like we started dating. But I actually asked a lot of my friends, and I was like, yo, who it is, like what he do, like making sure that he was no catfish or whatever. We started dating after like maybe a few weeks, a few months. I'm not even sure of the timeline there. And long story short, like I'm gonna keep this real short, he was very freaking mentally abusive. Like this man, I swear to God, if I would have stayed with him, he probably would have ended up beating me. Like this man was ridiculously abusive. Like I'm not even joking. Like one time we were walking down the street and he pissed me off like really badly, and he tried to yell at me and trying to tell me to like come to him, like to come, and I was just like, for what? And he was just screaming at me, and he tried to grab me up, like he physically tried to grab me. I said, who the fuck you think you touching? And then he picks the girl and he's just like,
yeah, but like, you know, if I had it any other way, I would be with you.
All this bullshit. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Like what? Like what do you think I am, a fucking dummy? You said you had no feelings for this girl and that she had a man. So she left her man and now she came to you, and now all of a sudden you go back to her, oh well, I've had feelings for her since I was younger, but then, you know, she didn't feel the same way and she had a guy. And I'm just like, you sound fucking stupid right now. You used me to pass the time. He's like, oh no, I didn't do that. And I'm like, guys, like please let me know if I'm going crazy. Please let me know if I'm just overreacting here. Please help me understand if I'm fucking losing it right now. You had a best friend. You liked the best friend. The best friend had a man. You couldn't be with the best friend. So now you find me on Tinder. We started talking. Best friend comes back. You go to best friend. What the hell else is there to understand? So he catches himself saying to his friend that, oh, one, it's my fault for catching feelings so quickly, and that basically he didn't know this was gonna happen, and if he had it any other way he would have chose me. If it was about 5 months later, he would have been with me, but all this bullshit, he has more time spent with her. And you know what, I actually do understand that, but at the same time, don't waste my time. At the same time, don't make it seem like I have the upper hand when I don't. At the same time, don't waste my time, don't make me an option, and don't make it seem like something is what it's not. Because if you're gonna do bullshit like that, you need to recognize the bullshit you do. So he's just basically trying to tell you, yeah, we can still be friends, blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
please stop wasting your time on people and things that are not contributing to your happiness.
My dear, when people show you who they are, why don't you believe them? Why must you be shown 29 times before you can see who they really are? Why can't you get it the first time? When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Don't wait for the 29th time.
The world is full of people with different character. We have bad people, we have people who are morally upright. Yeah, and that's why you find that, like that lady who was telling us about how she dated men in Jamaica, men with different character. It's really hard for someone, especially when you're looking for a spouse, to find someone that you want to match whatever that you're looking for in a person. Yeah, it's really hard because, like I said, we have people with good morals, we have people with bad morals. So you cannot tell who is good and who is bad, not unless you get to live with that person for a while. You get to learn their character first for you to be able to judge. Yeah, and you find that especially girls, we've done so many mistakes when choosing partners because we didn't take our time to get to learn this person first before maybe even getting pregnant for that person. Yeah, so and like the lady said about dating men who never matched whatever she was looking for, we cannot really judge just one country. Why? Because these characters are these characters are everywhere. Yeah, even back here in Africa, we have men who are not good, men who beat women, men who mistreat women. Yeah, and it's not just men. We also have women who mistreat their men. We have women who even kill their men. We have women who chop off their men's private parts. So you cannot really judge who is good and who is bad, not unless you take your ample time to learn the person that you really want to spend your life with. So I'm going to give myself as an example just to prove to you that evil men are found everywhere, not just in America, not just in China, not just in Jamaica. Evil men are found everywhere, and not just men, even evil women. So let me give you a brief story about me. I won't go into details, but I'll just tell you briefly. Yeah. So there was this guy I was dating when I was very young. I was young actually, and we lived together for a little while. So this guy used to come back home when he was really drunk. Yeah, and whenever he got drunk, he would become so physical. So he used to come, hit me, and it became a trend. Yeah, actually, at some point, I think I got used to it. So there was this day he hit me really bad on one of my eye, and it got really swollen. Yeah, and my neighbors actually wanted to beat him, but later they advised me to take him to the police. We went with my mom, we took him to the police, but later on, I went back to living with him again. Why? Because I was young, I was naive. I thought that is how women were supposed to behave. Women were supposed to endure whatever punishment they got from their men. Yeah, I thought women were never supposed to run away from violence. So I went back to stay with that guy, and of course my mom was a single parent, so she didn't have enough money to fend for me and my daughter and my sister. Yeah, so I went back to the guy. He kept on hitting me. So there's also this particular time that he really hit me pretty bad. Why? Because he came back when he was drunk as usual, and he used to drink. He would come home very late, at midnight, sometime early the following morning. Yeah, so there's this particular day he came and he started hitting me. I can't remember what the issue was, but he started hitting me and he threw me on the floor. And don't forget, like I said, we had an infant at that particular time. I had just given birth. So he threw me on the floor, he started hitting me, and he forced me to do splits. He was touching one of my leg, this side and this side, then he would try and split my legs apart, like forcing me to do splits. I'm sure all of you know that splits, they're something that you have to practice fast. It's something that you have to practice fast. You cannot just wake up and start doing splits. Yeah. So he forced me to do splits on that particular day. And like I said, I had an infant, meaning I had just given birth. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is people with such character exist everywhere, not just in Jamaica, they exist everywhere. And for you to know who is good to spend the rest of your life with, you have to take your time to get to learn this particular person. Yeah, and don't listen to the society, because society will tell you to endure whatever you experience, or you're experiencing, whatever you're going through in your marriage, in your relationship. People will give you different advices. Nothing justifies cruelty towards others. Yeah, I don't know why people have to go to an extent where you have to hit someone, or you have to emotionally abuse someone. I don't know why you have to do that, especially to someone whom you claim that you love. I don't know why. If you feel like your differences cannot be solved, why not walk out? Why can't you just walk out of that relationship that is hurting you? Because love should be, you should be happy when you love someone. It shouldn't be something that makes you want to even kill yourself. Some people have killed themselves because of love. Some have even killed themselves together with their kids. Some have even killed their partners, ended up killing themselves and their kids. Society will always talk. Society will always be judgmental. Society will come up with a different opinion. They will always talk. Don't please the society. You have to find your happiness. You have to sit down and ask yourself, what makes me happy? Is it my children? Like in Africa, let me just say the truth. In Africa, we are taught to endure. We are taught to stick around. We are taught not to run away from our violent husbands. Yeah, we are taught that a woman should be strong in marriage because of the kids. No, fine, the kids will be happy. How about you? And let me tell you, never lie to yourself that your kids are going to be happy when you stick to a violent person. They won't be happy, because at the end of the day, you're emotionally affecting these kids. You might think that you're helping the situation, but you might be hurting your own kids, because a violent environment means it's violent to anyone who is in that surrounding, whether your kids, whether your husband, whether yourself. Anyone who is in that environment is affected. That is one thing that we are never taught. That is one thing that we are never told by our parents. They just tell us, go there, just endure whatever that you go through, be a woman, be strong. Forgetting that these kids will live testifying to whatever that was going on in that particular house. If you are in a toxic relationship, don't wait until the day you die to walk out of that house in a casket. Walk out now. For the sake of your kids, walk out. For the sake of your mental health, walk out. People will always talk. The society will always have something to say. You can be a good person. You can be a pastor. You can be an angel, but people will always find something to say. Even people talk badly about God. Who are we? Be strong enough and walk out. I'm also going to advise parents. Parents, please stop advising your kids to stick to toxic relationships, to toxic marriages. Especially young parents. Don't teach your kids to stick with someone who is toxic. Tell them to always walk out of a toxic environment. No one was born to suffer. We were born to be happy. We are not supposed to die young, depressed. Stop telling your kids that they should just stick. You can always find happiness elsewhere, because if she loved you, if they loved you, if they truly loved you, they wouldn't be toxic to you. And remember, always take your time to learn someone before you get to even have kids with that person. Why? Because people with narcissistic behavior will always pretend to be nice, to be good to you when you've just met. But until when you get to learn their true character, they will even turn against you. Why? Because you've discovered what you are not supposed to discover. Yeah, so always take your time to learn someone. Take your ample time to learn someone, before, especially women. Stop getting pregnant for someone whom you've not taken your time to know whether that person is someone you would wish to spend the rest of your life with. So walk out today and find your own happiness elsewhere. Yeah, and until next time, guys, My name is Robi Masaga, so let's meet on the next episode. Yeah, bye.